Hey there everybody, Reed here, conductor of Orchestra Farm. On this cool morning, April in 2022, a little bit of a breeze happening, and I want to chat with you today about weather. Yeah, I've heard in a bunch of different places over different years of, oh geez, the weather's doing something strange. Oh my goodness, this unexpected weather. Wow. It used to be so regular or knowable. And now, what's happening? I'll show you what's happening. The chestnuts are starting to get their, I mean, I imagine those to be leaves on them. I don't know the full cycle of chestnuts. But back to the weather. You know, when do things leaf out? You know, they go by their climactic cues. Here in British Columbia, one of the fun things that I've discovered, at least on Salt Spring, is that January feels a lot like spring. And so sometimes things bud out in spring and you're like, don't bud out now, it's gonna get cold again. And, you know, here in the 21st century, my opinion is that we're living through a time where the climate isn't as stable as it used to be. The Earth has gone through a bunch of these changes before, and they might even go so far to say that our solar system has. I mean, if you look at solar maximums and minimums and all these things and their influence on our environment. Check out this kiwi here. This thing is doing great. Put it up a little higher. I need to get a male one of those. And, you know, the sense that things stay the same seems to like come across a lot when people talk about the weather and how they wish it was a certain way at a given time. And, you know, complaints come around, it's too cold in the winter or too hot in the summer. And heaven knows that, you know, I prefer the fall and spring myself, but I give thanks for those moments where it's super hot in the summer or super cold in the winter, because it gives me that dynamic difference to appreciate all the other parts. And as the weather sorts itself out a bit, which way it wants to go, I like to think of it as a DJ who's just like mixing the seasons in erratic form. Makes it interesting to dance to, in my opinion. One part of life is figuring out how to dance for that, to move with it, to know when it's too early to plant seeds or when you want to put on some extra layers before you go outside for a jog or a run. Checking on things here because we had a beaver come in and gnawed down this tree right here, and then it gnawed down that tree right there. Oh, that's life. Sometimes you gotta share with the other creatures a bit. And then here's my gateway that's not super clean, and I put that big log there which hasn't moved yet. That's a nice sign. Anyway, rather than being surprised by the weather, knowing that we have no control over it, there's a bunch of different things we can do to just live a more comfortable life while it's doing its shiftings. Look at all these raspberries that are popping up. Planted them in the dark nest a while back. It's nice to see them growing. And recognize that, like, yeah, we all have our favorite seasons, but it's good just to remember that there is no normal. You know, I tell you to have too much fun because, frankly, like, if you're having a normal amount of fun, like, my opinion is you're probably doing something wrong. Like, do you enjoy things the same way you did when you were a baby? I hope not. I hope you're having more fun than you did then. Even though when I watch a lot of babies, I recognize some of them are having a lot more fun than some of the adults I know. In which case, take a cue from the baby. I know you can take a cue from different seasons and plan on things in ways that might seem novel and, you know, out of form, but then when you're not predicting what the next day is going to be like, when the almanac isn't serving its greater purpose, you know, have some patience for the process and even relax into the joy of it a bit more. Oh yes, look at all these raspberries that are coming up here. This is great. I thought it was the thornless variety, but these other spikes, I mean, they're not actually very sharp thorns, but a little bit. Some of them are spiky. Anyway, I'm excited. Because here at Orchestra Farm, on this beautiful frost pocket at the edge of a lake, everything just takes longer. So I'm not planting out things right now for the most part, because I don't want to have to pot them up into the next size. So in your life, you might look across other areas, because things can mean more than one thing out there, and take a gander at how you can prepare yourself for changes in the weather and plot appropriately. With that, I gotta get going off to work. I hope you're having a great day out there. Remember to have too much fun. Thanks for liking and subscribing, everybody. I'll be creating more things here from the farm as the season keeps going. Bye.